Well, all you have to do right now is look at the current bill that's going through the House of Commons and into the Senate, Bill C-7, the Euthanasia Bill, and you can tell that the vulnerable people and their well-being is not the priority of government. Hi, Doug Sharpe, host of the National Leadership Briefing, and this is the Midweek Touchpoint. Well, this is the week of the National Leadership Briefing. We're actually going to be hosting the briefing this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, as we do on the first Friday of every month. And what I'm going to do today in this week leading up to the briefing is I'm going to encourage you to do something between now and the briefing. If you're not already registered for the National Leadership Briefing and you have not yet added your voice to ours, standing in defense of our principles, then I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to do that because right now in Canada, thousands of people have come together and rallied around for very basic principles, but very, very important principles that I believe are going to be under attack in a big way on the road ahead. The first principle is that we believe that parents have the right to raise their children the way they want. We see repeatedly in government right now and in politics a real attack on the family and the authority of parents to raise their children the way they want, with the same values and in the same traditions of faith that perhaps they were raised in. So all across Canada, people are coming together and standing in defense of that particular thing at this very time. And you can be a part of it this Friday. Next principle that we rally around on the National Leadership Briefing is we believe that those we elect to serve us in civil government, politicians in the House of Commons and in local, even in your municipal governments and your provincial governments, but those we elect to serve us in civil government must respect and defend our right of belief and freedom of religion. And that is the freedom of religion and beliefs of all people, not just one particular faith over another. So if that is something that you believe is important, those freedoms to exercise and to live out your faith in society, if you think that's important, there are thousands again of people all across the nation that are coming together every single month on the National Leadership Briefing, and we become stronger and we have much more influence to advance that principle the more of us there are. So we invite you to consider that second principle as well. The third principle that we rally around on the National Leadership Briefing is we have a belief that the laws and policies of civil government must provide for the safety and security of the citizens, especially the vulnerable that live among us in our communities. Now, we all know vulnerable people that live in our communities, and you would just expect that government would just, of course, why wouldn't they pass laws and enact policies that provide for the safety and security of vulnerable people? Well, all you have to do right now is look at the current bill that's going through the House of Commons and into the Senate, Bill C-7, the Euthanasia Bill, and you can tell that the vulnerable people and their well-being is not the priority of government. And they use different metrics and different ways of evaluating legislation than what we would as people of faith who consider the well-being of our neighbor to be of paramount importance. So rally around that with us. We invite you to do that this Friday on the National Leadership Briefing. And the fourth pillar or principle that we rally around on the National Leadership Briefing is that we believe that it is inappropriate for civil government to continue to heap debt upon the backs of our children and future generations. Sounds like that might be of interest to you as well, you think? Well, if it is, then we would love to have you join us this Friday for the briefing and ongoingly for future briefings. But here's what you've got to do. You've got to first go to the National Leadership Briefing website and register. That's at nlbcanada.ca, nlbcanada.ca, and register. Now, what that will do is that will ensure that not only do you receive the links to the National Leadership Briefing once a month, and also then you'll also receive the invitation and receive the midweek touch points between briefings, but you'll also get post-briefing notes. We go through a lot of information. We do an awful lot of great work on the National Leadership Briefing, and there's a lot of resource material that we share immediately following each briefing. So make sure you're registered for the briefing so that you get that information after. Also, if these are things that you believe in, the principles that I just listed, then why wouldn't you bring some friends with you? Again, the more of us there are that stand in defense of things like parental authority and our right of belief, the more influence we have when things come up against it or opportunities arise where we can capitalize or advance our principles. So I encourage you to bring your friends as well. I hope you don't mind me turning this week's Midweek Touchpoint into a bit of a sales campaign for the National Leadership Briefing, but I know all too well that as our numbers have grown, our influence has grown with it, and we have accomplished so much more than when we first started out. So why not make it bigger? Why not get more of us on the National Leadership Briefing and all come together and rally around the things that we believe in? Well, I hope that was helpful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this Friday on the briefing and for future midweek touch points and briefings into the future. In the meantime, and until next time, God bless you, God bless your family, and may God continue to bless this great nation of Canada. Bye for now.